Welcome, dear ones. My name is Aria, and this is Deepwater Yaya. If you're new to the channel, I post videos that offer support for diverse bodies in troubled times. And we cover a lot of ground here on the channel because we're really looking at what it takes to get into right relationship with our own bodies and the bodies of all other beings, including the planet. So I really hope you find something that speaks to your heart. If you'd like to like and share, talk about this content if you enjoy it, of course, I would deeply appreciate that. There will be links to my other work in the description as well as my guest, Cindy, who I will be introducing in a moment. And also my Patreon membership, which starts at just $1 a month. And it's amazing what tiny little actions can do to create big changes. So I really hope you consider that if you do enjoy the content. It's a great way to support the channel. So, Cindy, hello.
Hello, darling. It's so lovely to see you, Aria.
It's so beautiful to see you too. And thank you so much for doing this and being here with this wonderful space that we're going to create today. We're
So,
running oh, go ahead.
so fun.
Yeah. We're running a session today called Random Reading, which really is about bringing some magic into our everyday life, looking at just ordinary objects with a sense of beauty and intuition, and also inspiring a sense of lightheartedness into when we're exploring things. Because, you and I know we can really drill down on things and start to take it really seriously. So it's good to bring some light energy into it and have some fun. So,
I am all for fun.
exactly. So, what we've done is I have asked Cindy to come up with a question or a focus and not tell me about it, and then pick three objects from her everyday environment. And I'm going to do a reading off of those. And before we get started, I'm going to have give Cindy a chance to introduce herself. I know all about her, so I could probably do a pretty good intro. But Cindy, what would
Probably.
you like people to know about you? Mm-hmm.
Um, so in terms of who I am I am a performing artist and an educator and an advocate on a mission. So my whole life has been about singing, dancing, acting, and training other people how to speak from their power and liberate their voices. And I have always been a champion for the underdog. And it's been truly amazing because I look at my career, and a year or two ago, I actually realized that my work has literally reached millions of people, which is pretty freaking amazing. And now I'm ready to reach tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions. So I'm grateful that I have a voice in this world. We all do, but I'm grateful that my voice is out there and continuing to amplify and hopefully inspiring others to amplify as well.
Mm, so beautiful. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. It's hard to smile. I have had a little surgery last week, so
I was going to
I'm
ask you if
normally a
you,
little more boisterous and like super smiley, but I'm smiling with my eyes.
yes, I was going to ask you if you wanted to offer a little context. I mean, I love a good bandage out of nowhere, but if I'm glad you shared with everyone. So, all
Good.
right. So before we get started with the reading, I want to invite all of us to just take a moment, because it's always good to take a moment.
Mm.
Just put some gratitude and love in your heart. And we're just going to take a deep breath and let that gratitude resonate.
Ah.
And then as we breathe out, let it flow into our whole body. Okay. So, Cindy, whenever
Yes.
you're ready, why don't you show me which objects you chose?
Um, the first is from our past,
Ooh,
and I didn't choose this intentionally. I went within and I meditated,
yes.
and I can't wait to see the look on your face.
I think I saw a little bit of it on. Ah, I love it.
I still have my little hand monster. You were the one that turned me on to this thing
I
15 years
did.
ago or more. So we'll leave her or him. It's going to be androgynous.
Hmm. I love it. I
Oh,
love this.
girl.
I love this. Yeah, don't laugh too hard, babe. So we have a little energy of the past, but we have a lot of fun. And okay, I'm with it. So what's your next object?
Okay. So my next object is from 2006, my trip to Egypt. Oh, look at this gorgeous, gorgeous drum.
Oh, it's
It's
beautiful.
very dusty. I realized.
Oh, it's beautiful. Do you play that when you're home?
I don't.
Yeah.
I also have a didgeridoo from Australia that's authentic from the Maori tribe, but can I put this back down? Because
Sure.
holding
Yes,
it's a little.
absolutely. It's
Okay,
gorgeous.
it is gorgeous. You should have seen me trying to travel home with this thing. And the last
Well, the
one,
didgeridoo from Australia must have been interesting too.
I mean,
Oh,
it's my Telly Award.
mm-hmm.
And I was originally going to do my piano, but I was being told the drum was more significant today.
Okay. Okay.
Which I just thought I'd mention that.
No, that's
That
great. I was going to ask you if there was a process in choosing anything. So that's fantastic.
well, my head went, you're piano, of course, you're a musician, you're a singer. And it does feel right, but I felt that there was something even more calling to me, and it was the drum
Mm.
that was. So and I just got what the significance of all that is, but I'll let you do the reading.
This this is the problem with doing random readings with people who are also incredibly intuitive. They figure it out as we go.
I know, it's kind of funny.
So let me ask you one thing. What does that telly really like? If you had to explain what it means to you, what would you say?
Being recognized for the work that I do and changing the
Mm,
world and being recognized as an artist
okay.
and the impact that I'm making.
Hmm. Okay. Well, thank you.
And a
So
little bit of a fuck you in there with the Telly Award. Sorry, we're getting real,
no,
right?
yes,
You can be
because
spiritual and drop the F bomb.
yeah, no, go.
Um, and a little bit because I was so heavily criticized on my TV show. And
Yes.
then this is a little bit of, well, I just got an award from it. And I went
Yes.
alongside CBS News and CBS Interactive. So fuck you.
Yes.
So it's mostly all the reasons of making an impact in my artistic expression and changing the world, but a little bit of fuck you.
Well, that's
So it's
part of
great.
that's part of the affirmation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is. It's a natural part of the affirmation.
Yeah.
There is, oh, was there anything else you wanted to tell me about the process of choosing? I know you went from the piano to the drum, but anything
No, it
else?
was just, my head's like piano. And then my body said no.
Yeah. And
And then I
every
just closed my eyes and I saw the yellow. I saw my little monster. I
mm-hmm,
saw the drum. I saw
mm-hmm,
the telly. And
mm-hmm.
that was it.
That's
You
beautiful.
know, you
Okay.
know.
All right. So I'm really glad I asked about that because I would say that that's where we want to start. You have this process with whatever this focus is. There is a sense of, well, obviously, this is what I need to do because this is such an obvious this is the go-to thing for me. This symbolizes me. But then it's about taking a breath, a step back, and really rooting into that sense of flow because what is obvious might not be what is right and good and healthy for you right now. And always coming from that place of deeper intuition and flow and connection. And I know you know that, but this is a reminder with specifically to this issue. And I think there's something really important about not going for the obvious and the easy, but really making sure you're connected and
Yeah.
moving from flow.
And so it's interesting because when the telly award came up, I'm like, oh, well, that's obvious. And I'm like, it is, but is it truthful? And I got a hell yes.
See?
So, yeah.
And you see, it
The other
can,
two were not obvious.
no, no. But what I do love about the other two is they both have a sense of playfulness, fun, energy moving. I mean, if you look at the drum, there's the rhythm. If you look at that puppet, it is ridiculous, right? Like there's just silly ridiculousness, performance. There's also an alter ego because I remember how you used that puppet and it was representing internal monsters, but in
Oh, I'm glad you remembered because until you said that, I'm like, well, how did I use this? You're right. I used this in a lecture at U of T or something like years ago,
yeah.
University of Toronto.
So there's that need for fun and energy and movement and taking what's inside of ourselves and that's in an insecure way and just being ridiculous with it, laughing at ourselves. So I think that's an important energy, but also that drum, that moving to a rhythm. And it doesn't have to be something again that's obvious because that drum, when remember I asked, do you play it? But that drum is more a piece of beautiful art that represents the music. So it wouldn't necessarily be the obvious external action and movement that I'm talking about with the rhythm. It's
Yeah.
deep, internal, what it represents to you. And I also want to say what was very interesting as you were showing me this is there was a real sense of a timeline. There was a sense of way back at the beginning with the little monster. Then you gave me the date of the drum and the trip to Egypt in 2006. And then you went to the telly, which isn't the most recent accomplishment that you could have named, but it was very recent and it's important, I think, in terms of your journey with what you said with the affirmation. I think it really was a
Mm.
beautiful validation moment. So there is a sense of timeline with it ending with validation, with I got this. Other people see that I got this. The people who matter see that I get this. Do you know what I mean? Like the people who are really
Oh, this is
capable.
brilliant how you put that together. Because I just assumed that I chose it because it just popped in because it was cute
No,
and then it's about play. But when you said that I was using that as my inner monsters, it's kind of like the journey of where I came from,
yeah,
where I wasn't fully in my power. I wasn't in my voice. I was speaking about monsters, but I hadn't come anywhere close to conquering
exactly.
mine to the Talia board. I brilliant. I love it. Go on.
And
Go on, darling.
and also as well, like overlap it into now, right? Because every time we go through a new phase, every time we take on a new project, there's a new set of monsters, there's a new set of insecurities. And now you're not needing to conquer them. You're in this vulnerability place. I mean, we just had that beautiful sneak peek party for your song that's coming out at the end of October. And, you know, you shared so openly, so vulnerably about how that was sort of emotionally shaky for you. That was a real risk for you to show yourself and bring yourself out that way with all of us at the event, and you did it so brilliantly. I feel like there's an overlay happening where you're at the beginning again, you've got a new set of vulnerabilities, you can see how it's very very different, incredibly different from the past,
Yeah.
but it's still about vulnerabilities and it's still about needing to be playful and childlike and stay innocent with those vulnerabilities, and then move through with a deeper rhythm and a deeper movement that is connected to your intuition and to just staying in the flow, not necessarily the most obvious choices or the most overt expressions, and then into validation and fulfillment with that. And so, whatever your focus was, I see good things.
Between your reading and this morning, it's like you can freaking let go
Yeah.
and just go into your joy.
I think that's a really important distinction to make because sometimes we're going through an intense time that is, there's still so much good in our lives, but it is intense and
Yeah.
it gets heavy. And that's not the same thing as negative, but it does sometimes make that joy hard to tap into, and that's just a natural shift.
Mm,
And sometimes it requires some reminders from other aspects of our life to be able to go, oh, okay, wait a minute, it's time to start really bringing back that movement and that joy and seeking that playfulness, because that intensity is no longer needed in the way that it was,
right.
and now it's
And it
time to.
was needed to
Yeah.
create all
Oh,
this. And I needed to
absolutely.
feel what's happening in the world at a deep place.
Absolutely.
And
So, does that feel complete for you, Cindy?
it does. Thank you. This is
Oh,
remarkable. And it reaffirmed the answer to my question that I was
oh,
feeling into.
good.
So I
Beautiful.
appreciate that.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for being here
Thank
for
you.
random reading.
Thank you for being brilliant and amazing and intuitive and gorgeous and wise as you always are.
Oh, see, this is why I do it, just to get the compliments.
Oh my word.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining us today. And I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful day moving forward. And just know that we're all in this together. We're finding our way. And I appreciate you. Thank you.